Uh, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use IMAP POP functions and how to receive emails on this using this plugin. So for that, you have to go to your settings page. You have to go to IMAP POP3 section, and here you have to configure these settings codes into your own IMAP service provider or POP service provider. If you're using IMAP protocol, you should select IMAP. In this case, I'm using Google IMAP service, Gmail IMAP service to be precise, and have my credentials in there. And also, if you I've selected 1 second cron job interval to get emails as soon as possible, and then you have to choose between real cron jobs and WordPress cron jobs. Just to explain, WordPress cron jobs are actually simulated jobs. That means they are not real cron jobs, so they're not going to be as fast as the real cron jobs. And the other issue with them is that they're only active when the page is active. So they are only going to work when the web page is, for example, this page is open or any page is open. So WordPress core is running. If somehow you run the WordPress core, this is going to get active and the cron jobs are going to work. If nobody's using your website and there is no one there who has opened a page, in other words, if there is no way to make the WordPress core run, then the cron job is not going to work. So in that case, you should use real cron job, which is reliable, faster than the WordPress cron job because they're real one and runs and it runs directly on your web server. So it's not going to put load on your website. The WordPress cron job, they run on WordPress core, so WordPress has to take care of them. So if you have more than one cron job, more than one email IMAP or POP service running, let's say you have 10 users and all 10 of them have configured the IMAP POP settings, so 10 cron jobs are going to run for that. So probably that's going to put some load on your website. So in that case, you should use real cron jobs. So right now I'm going to use the real one, and then you have PHP IMAP extension based engine. So it's recommended to use that unless your web hosting has blocked the PHP IMAP extension. So you can test that actually if your website's not letting you through. So for that you have to verify that you have actually used correct credentials and then test connection. So even though if you're using correct credentials and if you don't get the success message, that means most probably that your web hosting is blocking the PHP IMAP extension. So in that case, you have to shift your actually shift your engine to Eden engine, which works the same way, which performs the same functionality, but using different methodology. So you see both work in this local host system of mine. So eventually you have to choose one. So right now I'm going to go with PHP IMAP, and I'm also going to stop a cron job that I have already set up. So I'm going to start it. So when you start the cron job, the real one, you can go to your cron tab, or if you're in cPanel, so most probably you'll be seeing the cron tab window over there. It's going to have a new cron job. So each cron job is specific to the user that created it, in this case the admin, so it's got the user ID admin. So if you stop it, let's stop that. So it's going to remove the cron job and services running along with it. So the next thing I can do is run an Eden based cron job. So now that's an Eden based cron job. You can see that there is a specific Eden script that's calling. So I can stop that as well. So for now we're going to go with this one, so don't forget to save it and then start a cron job. So once we're done with that, we have a IMAP service running at backend. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to compose an email address, test email. I am from, well, let's say test email. Well, I can also attach some attachment, so let me use that. So I'm going to send that. So message sent. So this is the email account I sent it to. So just to see if it's arrived here, then we're gonna check that. Okay, it's here. So now we're gonna go back here. So okay, you see that when you activate the plugin, you're gonna get this mails section up here. So whenever you get new email, it's going to write down or pop that red circle with the number of new emails you're getting. So we just got notification that we have new emails. So even if you go to your website, main homepage or any page, as long as you have that top bar over there, if you're working over down, so if you want to know we've got new email or not, so all you have to do is check for that notification. So we got new email, so I'm gonna go there. So we got new email. So that's the attachment that we have. You can click that and download it. Downloading, and okay, that's from my Mac. I'm using the beta version of the new Mac OS. So sending all the crash reports. So most probably the downloader that I'm using, the free download manager, is not working with this. So it has nothing to do with the WordPress and stuff. It's just my Mac. All right. So it's downloaded, and this is the test email. So we can go back to inbox, and let's say if you want to respond to it, so we can say I got it and send that. So the email sent, you go back to inbox, you gotta see the status from respond to responded. So let's say if you wanna go back and okay, before that you have multiple filter options. For example, the one is a search, simple search. Let's say I go for test email, is going to check for these keywords among subject, email from, email to, and content. So if I click search for test, just hold a second. You got test in there, email in there, and let's say if you have if you want to check for some specific time interval, you can go click filter. Let's see if I'm going to want to get the email between 11th to 14 or 13 to be precise. So these are all the emails between 11th and 13th, and if you want to see for today, which is 13th, so just to keep it from 13 to 13, it's going to check from the start of the day to the end of the day. So you got these two, and also if you want to check for status, if there are any just those you have responded to, filter them. You're gonna get these two both right now because I have only responded to these two. So that's from the filtering section. You got more over there, like email from, for example. I've only one guy, one email just that I'm getting email from. So I think I misspelled something. So that's those are the emails from this particular email address. So similar, you can filter that for name. So you should know that this is hard code. It's not going to actually, if you search for from Abdullah, it's going to not return anything. So you have to put full name in there. So actually, over here. So let's say if I put my last name, it's probably not going to show anything because you have to write the full name because this is exact search. So similarly, you can write your email to section. So well, that is always going to be the recipient email because you are receiving it. So this thing is more going to be useful in the send section. So if you want email to, let's say, this guy, so those are the old emails that I've sent to him. Actually, those are all the emails I ever sent. Okay, so this is how the PHP map extension works. So we're gonna go back and switch it to pop. Before that, let's stop the cron job. So it's 995, all the things set. Let's test the connection. So it's good to go. We're gonna start the cron job. So here we are. So again, let's send a dummy email and check if it's arrived here. Yep. So we're gonna go back. So we get notification. So this is the email address, email we just got. This one. This one, sorry. So what happens with the pop if you're using PHP IMAP? It's going to fetch the email that you have, the one email before and the new one. The reason is the pop doesn't work like IMAP. You can't send an UID for a particular email. So you're gonna get an email like one before the one you already have sent. So the next is going to actually work the same way as an IMAP after it's retrieved an email that is the first one in your bucket. Actually, the way the pop works is it has a list of emails that is going to send to the receiver. In this case, the receiver is this inbox section. So it's going to pick up the last one. So the last one was this, because at that time this email was not present. So pick the last one. and then it was searching for the last one. And at that time, the last one was that. So that's why you got this one. So that's pretty much from the